I didn't think a quiet airport lounge would become the place where everything I believed about dignity, power, and who gets to belong would get tested. I really didn't. I thought it would just be another layover, another wait, another moment scrolling on my phone before a long flight overseas. Instead, it turned into the day someone looked at me and decided without asking a single real question that I didn't deserve to be there. It started with a sentence that still rings in my head. This lounge is for premium travelers, not kids trying to sneak in. Not loud, not angry, just calm enough to sting. I remember blinking, half wondering if I'd misheard her. I hadn't. It was early afternoon at North Point International Airport, humid outside, chilled air inside. The Horizon Premier Lounge was everything you'd expect. Soft lighting, leather chairs, muted conversations, espresso machines humming quietly like they were trained not to interrupt anyone important. People in suits, people who looked like they'd flown so much they forgot airports were stressful for everyone else. I walked up to the desk like I'd done a dozen times before. Hoodie, clean sneakers, backpack over one shoulder. Nothing flashy. I pulled up my boarding pass on my phone and smiled. "Hey, I've got a first-class ticket on Flight 811 to Madrid. Just wanted to come in and wait here." The woman behind the desk didn't smile back. She looked me up and down, slow, deliberate. Her name tag said Marissa Cole. Perfect hair, tailored blazer posture straight enough to feel like a warning. She didn't touch the scanner. Didn't even glance at my screen. "Who bought the ticket?" she asked. That question caught me off guard. "I did," I said. "With my card." She tilted her head, lips pressing into something that wasn't quite a smile. "We've had issues lately with fake passes. I'm going to need more verification." I offered my ID, my passport. I said I could pull up the receipt. She waved her hand like I was offering coupons instead of proof. "Anyone can fake that stuff now," she said. "Step aside while I call security." That's when I felt it. That familiar tightening in my chest. The kind that doesn't come from fear, but from knowing exactly what's happening and realizing you still have to play it calm. I looked around. 2 people walked in behind me, scanned their passes, no questions asked. "Can I ask why I'm the only one being questioned?" I said, keeping my voice steady. Her eyes hardened. "Don't get defensive, I'm just doing my job." A man nearby lowered his magazine. A couple across the room stopped whispering. You could feel the mood shift like a movie scene right before the music changes. I told her clearly that I wasn't refusing anything, that I just wanted to be treated the same way everyone else was. She leaned forward slightly and said, "If you don't like our process, you're free to wait in the main terminal with the rest of the passengers." The rest. That's when someone else spoke up. A middle-aged guy in a gray suit. Calm voice, but firm. "I fly Horizon all the time," he said. "They scan the pass. That's it. Why isn't that happening now?" Marissa's tone changed instantly. Warmer. Polite. "Sir, we're dealing with a potential security concern." Potential. Based on nothing. I realized then that this wasn't going to resolve quietly. Phones started coming out. One woman near the bar was already recording. I caught my reflection in the glass. Standing still, hands visible, face calm. Like I was preparing for something I never asked to be part of. Marissa picked up the desk phone. "I need security at the lounge," she said. "We have a disruptive individual refusing to cooperate." Disruptive. That word landed heavier than anything else. I said slowly, "I haven't raised my voice. I haven't refused anything. This is all being recorded." She didn't respond. She just hung up and crossed her arms. When security arrived, it wasn't the shouting type people expect. It was worse. Quiet authority. Radios. Measured steps. The supervisor, a woman named Elena Ruiz, looked at me first, not Marissa. That alone felt different. "What's going on?" Elena asked. Before Marissa could answer, I said, "I presented a valid first-class boarding pass. It hasn't been scanned. I'm being denied entry without explanation." Elena nodded and asked to see my documents. I handed them over. She scanned the pass herself. Green light. Valid. She checked my ID. Everything matched. She turned to Marissa. Why wasn't this scanned initially? Marissa stumbled over her words. Training. Instincts. Profiles. The more she talked, the quieter the room got. "I'm sorry," Elena said to me. "You're cleared to enter." People clapped. Not loud, but enough. That should have been the end. It wasn't. Because right then, the room went silent for a different reason. Footsteps. Confident. Unhurried. A woman walked in wearing a navy suit that fit like it was part of her. She didn't rush. She didn't look confused. She looked prepared. She stopped next to me and said I heard there was an issue. Then she turned to Marissa. "I'm Lauren Hayes, Chief Operating Officer of Horizon Air." I didn't say anything. I didn't have to. The realization hit Marissa like a delayed echo. Her face drained of color. Lauren looked at me. "You okay?" I nodded. She refused to scan my pass and called security. Lauren exhaled slowly. Not angry. Worse than angry. Focused. "Is that true?" she asked Marissa. Marissa tried to explain. Tried to justify. Tried to say she didn't know who I was. That last part sealed it. "So you're saying Lauren said, voice calm but sharp, that if you'd known his background, this would have gone differently." Silence. Lauren pulled out her phone. One call, then another. HR. Legal. Immediate suspension pending termination. Investigation for false reporting. All of it right there in front of everyone. Marissa started crying, apologizing, saying it was a misunderstanding, but the room had already decided. Not emotionally. Logically. This wasn't confusion, it was assumption. Security escorted her out. Her badge clipped off like a symbol being erased. The lounge slowly breathed again, but it wasn't the same. Weeks later, people still talked about it. Clips went viral. Opinions split. Some said the punishment was too harsh. Others said it wasn't enough. For me, the moment stayed personal. Not because of who Lauren was, but because of who she could have chosen not to be. She could have handled it quietly, protected the brand, moved me along. She didn't. And here's the part people argue about. This didn't matter because I had a connection. It mattered because most people don't. Because for every camera that comes out, there are 10 moments that disappear quietly unchallenged. So I want to ask you something. Was this justice or just optics? Was Marissa a villain or a product of a system that taught her who to trust and who to doubt? And if you were standing there that day watching it happen, would you have spoken up or would you have looked away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. Share this if you've ever been judged before you could explain yourself. And remember, dignity isn't something you earn with a ticket, a title, or a name. It's something that should never be up for debate.